I just read something there that Ronaldinho is in jail. Just, why? Why is this the guy to be in jail? Alright, hello everyone, welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Quite a video today. Everyone knows my opinions on Kai Havertz. If you don't know who Kai Havertz is, everyone loves these screens. You all love him. So, that's Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is 20 years old. He's worth 100 million from Bayer Leverkusen. Some of his biggest strengths is his passing, finishing, dribbling, through balls, and holding onto the ball. He is an effective footballer. Everyone would describe him as a technically elegant player. His weaknesses are the crossing part of his game and his defensive contribution, but he plays for Bayer Leverkusen. You don't need to be defensively, good. Nor does he need to be a tackler because he's not a CDM, is he? So those are the strengths of Kai Havertz. He's a fantastic player. He's only 20 years old. He's an attacking midfielder. He can play on the right-hand side and also pretty much every position up top because he's an excellent football, intelligent player. He can play pretty much all those positions. So that's who Kai Havertz is. I just wanted to, honestly, there was no need for me to show you that graphic, but because I wanted to and because it took me like 5 minutes to make it, I might as well show it to you. So that's why Bayern want him, right? He's 20, he's German as well. I should put nationality in that graphic somewhere. He's German, so that's why Bayern Munich really want him, because he's German. And whoever the Bayer Leverkusen have come out and said that Havertz will leave this summer. He will leave for a fee around 100 million, or at least that's what they value for him. Let me tell you what, money talks. If we went to Leverkusen and offered them 70 million in this time of corona crisis, I'm pretty sure they'll take it. Because it doesn't matter. The market has massively been affected, right? 70 million is now, yesterday, or a few weeks ago, 100 million. Because the market of players has dropped. How can you value a player that's not been playing football? How do you know that they won't, these are the little things in economics that affect a lot of what the economy of football is. It affects a lot. So Havertz for me is not a player that I'm massively excited to have at Bayern Munich. Everyone knows that. For me, I think Thomas Muller, form of his life, Muller is fantastic. He's only 30 years old, and he's already that world-class player that we have. And for me, getting Havertz for 100 million just doesn't make any sense. Look at Manchester United, who just got Bruno Fernandes. Why couldn't we go in for a player like Bruno Fernandes? If we went in for Bruno Fernandes last summer when United wanted him but didn't get him, we would have had a great attacking midfielder, only 25 years old, and would have resembled a lot of what Muller can do. The off-the-ball movements, things like that, the little flicks around the corner to get assists, the long shots that Muller doesn't have, but he would have offered that to us, and he would have honestly fit right in with the world-class players we have, and Bruno Fernandes would have been fantastic. Only 25 years old as well, but for me, Havertz, 100 million for a 20-year-old who's had 2 good seasons. Of course, in the Bundesliga, he knows his way. For me, I think he'll be a world beater. I think Havertz will be a fantastic player. But for 100 million, I don't know. And also, in this moment, why are we trying to replace Muller? We tried the same thing by bringing in James Rodriguez to try and replace the Muller position. We tried it with Coutinho, and they're both benched. James doesn't even see the bench for Real Madrid now. James hasn't played a game for Real Madrid for God knows how long. And that's because Muller benched him for 2 years. And now Coutinho coming in, he's been sitting on the bench warming it for Thomas Muller to come off in the 88th minute when Coutinho actually gets to play. 2 minutes. He plays for 2 minutes, people. The problem with bringing in Kai Havertz is if it's to directly replace Muller, that's not going to work because we know Thomas Muller has this unique ability to score hat-tricks when he's under pressure, when his position is under pressure. He always scores hat-tricks. I don't know what's wrong with Thomas hat-trick Muller, okay? Thomas Mourinho. I'm telling you, Kai Havertz just doesn't fit what I'm thinking about for Bayern. The thing with Havertz is, I want to look up a little bit of his stats. Havertz this season, during the first half of the season, you can say he was kind of dying off, but he's rescued himself. This second season, last season he had 17 goals from midfield and 3 assists. He doesn't even take penalties. That's how insane that is. In the Bundesliga as well. And then this season, only 6 goals and 5 assists. The thing, he's increased his creativity. That's why he's dropped deeper to help Leverkusen build up from the back and all that. He's very tall as well, 6'2". He's almost like a Leon Goretzka, but obviously more attacking and creative. For me, I said it, he just doesn't fit what I want for Bayern. At this moment in time, I'm perfectly content with having Müller for 2 more seasons and then buying someone or even developing someone who's just younger. And I'm so interested in not having Havertz right now. Right now, for me, we have so much talent. We can literally buy Coutinho for cheaper, but Coutinho's like 7 or 8 years older than Havertz, so probably wouldn't make any sense for the long run. But for me, 100 million for a 20-year-old who of course has proven. What if he gets a major injury, right? At least for Leroy Sané, Sané's proven. He's won 2 Premier Leagues, having played huge parts in all of them, and he's won himself a lot of trophies with City as well, 4 per season, I think. And I think Leroy Sané is just the player we need. And I would be willing to spend 100 million on him because he's proven at the top level. But Kai Havertz, right? He's coming from Bayer Leverkusen, a club that isn't necessarily top level. Of course, he's played in the Champions League. Of course, I can make that argument. He's played everywhere. He's proven himself there. But for me, I want to see Havertz like 23 years old, and then he's coming to Bayern for 100 million after having had 5 good seasons. Like that's what I want. I don't want to just, if we're gonna replace Thomas Müller, here's how I see it. Müller is a world-class, top talent, right? That's what Müller is. If we're going to replace that player, we have to get someone on his level. That's why I think Bruno Fernandes would have been perfect. I mean, he's doing great now at Manchester United, which I like Bruno Fernandes. I like the way he plays and shoots from wherever he wants to shoot from and ends up scoring half the times. I like that, right? But with Havertz, right, he's not like top world class already because he's not playing at a world class team. Let's be real. Bayer Leverkusen aren't winning the Bundesliga. They're not winning. I mean, they're in contention to win the DFB Pokal, which they're the biggest threat in there. And are we playing Bayer Leverkusen? Bayern in the DFB Pokal. I forgot. I actually forgot. We are playing Bayer Leverkusen, but all these games are to be discussed. The game versus Dortmund is still on, but I think they'll push the season higher. Who are we playing? We were meant to be playing, Eintracht Frankfurt, never mind. So the DFB Cup we were supposed to play Eintracht Frankfurt, which is fine. Leverkusen will get to the final, and we will be playing them, and that's where I really want to see Havertz play well. The same situation is happening with Timo Werner, right? The manager probably looks like he wants him. And the thing with Werner is just a different type of player compared to a player like Havertz. Well, Werner, they're just playing at, I mean, Leipzig is a bigger club. Actually, scratch that. They're not the same at all. For me personally, the reason why I don't like Kai Havertz is just he doesn't fit what we're trying to do right now. He fits as in he's young and he's talented and he's German. The thing is, he's young and talented, but not world top class. What I want is for us to go and get like a 25-year-old or 24-year-old, someone experienced in that attacking midfield position, and that's who I want to be our midfielder for the next 5 or 6. Like I'm not looking for the next generation right now. We have Thomas Müller. Thomas Müller will be here for 2 more seasons. He'll be 32, and he still probably will be bagging in assist every week. And then I say get Havertz. That's when you get Havertz. When Havertz is 23 years old, he's still playing for maybe Liverpool or something. That's when you try and get Havertz for 100 million. That's when the fee can make sense because he's proving himself everywhere else. So for me, Havertz needs one more club to be at the level that I want him to be at. Now, is this me being harsh? No, I just don't want to drop my standards. The same thing happened with Serge Gnabry. We got Serge. A lot of people would have said, okay, play him because he's playing in the Bundesliga and he's scoring. But we loaned him out because we were like, we want you to develop just and get playtime. Because you're not going to play with Ribery and Robin still in good form. So we loaned out Ribery. We loaned out Gnabry. He came back playing well and he started playing games. That's what I want with Newball. That's what I want with Havertz. So for me right now, I'm not focused on getting this new next-gen talent, kind of like an Alphonso Davies type player. Davies, how many Davieses are you going to get we're not going to get another player just like Alphonso Davies. I don't know why we're obsessed with trying to get these new young players. No, we're Bayern Munich. We can wait for them to go develop at a theater club and get him, right? Like a Leverkusen. He can stay there for 2 more seasons and then get him when he's 22 years old and he's had great seasons and he's hungry and he wants the next challenge. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a player that Havertz would love to come to Bayern Munich because he'll be winning Bundesliga. No, but I want him to go to like the Premier League or go to Italy and just, or even stay at Leverkusen and have to see what it's like to not be at. And then he comes to Bayern, and then his mentality is different. Davies is different because Davies came from the MLS, had a whole year where he didn't play at all, and then all of a sudden, a few months after, a few months ago, he started playing more, and that's what we're reaping the benefits of it. Whereas Havertz, I just don't see why he comes in when we have Thomas Muller playing, and then he's not going to have that opening position. We have Coutinho, Muller. Well, Coutinho will leave at the end of the season, but even then we have Goretzka who can play that role. We have Tolisso who can play that role, right? That attacking midfield role where they roam around and they act like a second striker, not a creative midfielder, second striker, but they'll still get assists, right? Like I said, Havertz got he's been playing. Oh my goodness, actually. Since 2016-17 season, 4 goals, 11 goal contributions in 24 matches. The next season after that, 8 assists and 3 goals, 11 goal contributions once again. And then last season was his best scoring season with 17 goals and 3 assists. Leverkusen did change their manager as well, so you can imagine that that's added a huge aspect to their game. And Leverkusen, I'm not sure yet, but look, if we bought Havertz, I would 100% go, yes, that's a perfect signing. That's a great signing. I would say that in the moment because it's our board acting, and I wouldn't mind Havertz. Like I'm not. This video isn't me saying Havertz is trash for Bayern or he's not going to be good enough. It's me saying the moment and timing of a talent like Kai Havertz to come to Bayern isn't right when we have all these players in top form. Our entire team is in top form. What would Muller feel like if you got another replacement for him, a third freaking player to replace him in the matter of 4 years? He won't feel good about that himself. So we have to be thinking, football isn't just only thinking about getting a new player. You have to think about the players you currently have. Thomas Muller has done too much to prove himself, and then he'll have to step up another level, and Havertz will feel like he's just coming into a team where everyone's already perfect, and of course he'll push him a little bit, but the thing is, Thomas Muller is just too good at doing this thing where he just gets incredibly perfect when a new signing is coming around. So for me, Havertz, not a player that I'm excited for us to sign at the moment. A player that I'm excited for us to sign, everyone knows this. If you watch this channel, you know I talk about this guy pretty much every single stream. Hakimi. What's going on? Hakimi. I want Achraf Hakimi. I think he's a perfect signing for Bayern Munich. He's played at Dortmund, right, the top level. He's played in the Champions League. He's proven himself for a couple of seasons now. He comes from Real Madrid. He's already world class. I mean, looking at his numbers here, 4 goals in 8 games in the Champions League. He's also had 3 goals and 10 assists in the Bundesliga, 13 goal contributions. And guess what? He's not like a certain right back from a certain team that only takes set pieces. So he's a fantastic player, and he would absolutely make all the sense in the world. And guess what? He's from Madrid, Spain, born there as well. So we'll get all these Moroccan fans and all these Spanish fans playing. But Hakimi is the player that I want as well. And another player that I think is more important for us to go and get is Leroy Sané. I think this guy is just too perfect. He fits the age that I want players now. We're at that stage where, of course, we can get these young players, but we need a little bit of that new experience. New players nowadays, like Mbappe, right? They need players like, a Thomas Muller around them, right? New players nowadays don't even need those, they need just a little bit of experience, but mostly players around their age. So we need to build a team with Sané in it. I would love to see Leroy Sané. His technical elegance, the directness, love that about Leroy Sané. He's a fantastic player, and he's gonna be, if he doesn't leave City for us, he's gonna leave for Liverpool or something and go bag goals in there too. And that's what I love about Sané. He bags in goals. I don't know why I'm saying bagging goals. And those are the 3 players that, if we were to sign anyone, I'd want. Incredible players, man. How can you even say no to any of them? Jeez. So that's my problem with Havertz, is just that 20 years old, 100 million, that transfer fee is ludicrous. I think if we could get that down to 70 million, of course, yes, get Kai Havertz. 70 million for a 20-year-old who's going to be here for the next 10 years and just going to give you great performances every single week. Yes, of course. But 100 million, that's too much pressure for a 20-year-old. I don't care how technically or mentally good he is. If you leave your club for 100 million, you better go in the next club and be their best player. That's what I'm thinking. He's gonna break our transfer record. Lucas Hernandez has done that, and now look how it's turned out for him. I mean, looking at this here, Havertz, he came to Leverkusen from the youth academy in a team in Germany in 2009. Has grown from Leverkusen's academy all the way to now. I mean, that's some nice stories there, right there. And another thing I like about him, he's versatile. He can play striker, second striker. He can play midfield as a normal midfielder, and because of his work rate, he's quite hard working. So he's more of a pressing number 10 as well. It's almost like exactly like Müller actually. He can play on the right wing, cut inside, and score goals. He's very good on the movement, right? Incredible player. But for me, just not the right timing. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Incredible stream today. Thank you all. Leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Mia san mia, and peace.